Hey, YouTube family. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to talk about starting a business in 2021, an online business. Going virtual is probably one of the best things to do right now. So starting a business in 2021 and what it takes to really be successful. And also I'm going to share a little bit about my journey on how I started making money online. So before we start, Maria here, your online business strategist. I also run a women's empowerment company, also teaching women how to start their businesses online, Confident Business Women's Academy. And one of the goals I have here is to grow this channel. So please subscribe, hit the bell notification so anytime you see new videos, it'll be notified on your devices. Okay, guys, so to jump right in, online is probably one of the best things you want to do in terms of how to grow yourself entrepreneurially, how to grow monetarily, and also grow as an individual. So, I started my journey as a business owner a couple of years back when I decided to be a podcaster. And when I started becoming recording episodes, I was more doing it from the premise of I want to vent about whatever the hell I wanted to talk about. And since podcasting was such a new thing, I decided to jump on it just to see what happens. And then that's where I started growing myself as a person, meaning like I started learning about how to convey my message. I learned how to talk. I learned how to speak confidently about whatever it is that I wanted to talk about. And I also learned really well how, the things that I think one of the biggest issues I had in the beginning was that I didn't know how to make all this come out here, right? That whole like seamless transition from a thought and then conveying it out so that the people can understand you. Being able to do that for me years ago was like a challenge. I remember when I used to work as a manager at a hospitality management company, I remember thinking, how am I going to explain whatever it is that I need to explain to my boss, right? Because it was in here. Now I have to figure out how do I say it here so that they can understand it. And I remember it was such a hard thing for me to do. I just could not do it. So podcasting really helps me with learning how to convey myself, how to articulate my message, how to communicate, and how to almost own whatever it is that I thought about, think about, believe in, own my philosophies. That's what podcasting helped me to do. So when I started doing that, I then decided that I was going to write a book, and I wrote a book on motherhood. At the time when I entered into motherhood, I felt really lonely and kind of, what's the word? Like almost like the reality that I've been living was fake. So, and then when it was like time for me to like get to and snap to, all of a sudden I just noticed everything around me was kind of like a load of bullshit. And it really took me through like a depression state. Like it really got me. It made me feel really lost about myself, about my life, about who I believed I was, and then who I believed my relationships around me were. So I wrote about it. I wrote about that journey, and then I published my book, and then I started selling it. And that's when I started getting into the online space because I had a thing that I wanted to market. And when I started selling my book, I noticed that there was a level of consumers out here that really craved, women's empowerment, really learning from other people who are kind of doing it or may step into a level of power that those consumers want to have. And that's where I realized that I wanted to take this up a level. So I then started Facebook communities. I created a community around women in podcasting. And then this community really helped with growing the idea of having people around, having that community, that feeling of community around you. And when you have that community around you, you kind of almost feel like, how can I make money with these communities that I've started? And that's where I thought about, I have these people, it's like thousands of people in this group. How do I monetize that? Right. So then I started coming up with services that I could render. And then, I've learned a lot through business coaching, because I used to be in business coaching organization for several years. And that's what I thought I would do. I do like a women's empowerment company where I teach them how to do online business in the virtual sense, in the e-commerce world. And with my experience in business coaching, my experience in marketing online with my book, Growing Communities, and then also all of my tenure in my physical world work history, working for management companies and contractual departments and all of them kind of centered around business. So I figured, why not do this for women like me who want to take on their life and really create a stamp in the world doing what they love to do. So that's where I came up with Confident Business Women's Academy, where I teach women how to do what they love to do online, right? And, the really cool thing about all of this is that I'm no different than anybody else. Like, I don't have a master's degree in business or finance. I don't have a master's degree in information technology. Like, I don't have any of that. All I did was I kind of took small steps into my intuition. My intuition told me, all right, Maria, you need to write a book, right? Like, that's what it told me to do. And even though I feared it, I enjoyed the process. I really loved writing each section and reorganizing whatever area and putting things together and asking people to put quotes in the book, because I had asked moms to put in some like really valuable quotes in each part of the chapter. That was really fun. And the biggest thing here for anybody, if you guys take anything here, like if you guys are listening to this and you guys want to know, how do I start my own thing? Well, you're already being told what that is, right? You may not know the magnitude, the bigger picture of it, but your intuition is already telling you the small steps to get there, right? So for me, my first step was write this book. That was my first step. Then I was pulled to record episodes on my podcast, talk about my story, talk about whatever it is that felt important for me to talk about and share. And then from there, I was called to start communities around these different niches. Then from there, I was like, let me figure out how to monetize this. And that is when I learned how to sell. I learned how to talk to people. And I learned how to connect with people on a level where they get me and that I get them. And then, just all of this in general has really propelled me to be really confident in the rest of my life and really be happy with even the small impact I have made in people's lives, like the small little droplet size impact that I've made in the world has really, really gave me confidence in who I've become, and also the change I've made and the ripple effect I've created so far in people's lives. And, for you guys, I think following and saying yes to your intuition, whatever it is that it's asking you to do, is the first step into your happiness. Following your intuition, whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing, like whatever, like maybe it's to write someone an email. Maybe your intuition's like, hey, get back in contact with this person. Or, hey, go do this collaboration with this person. Or, hey, join this Facebook group. Or whatever your intuition is telling you to do, your happiness relies on you following that intuition. Your happiness, your fulfillment, your meaningful thing you're craving, that people want to feel purposeful and meaningful and aligned. You have to. You don't have to, but you have to follow whatever it is your intuition is telling you to do. Whatever it is. Because the moment you start saying yes to your intuition and doing it is the moment when doors open up for you. Things start happening around you. Shifts just start happening for you mentally, physically, and emotionally. And that is when change happens. And that is when the flow of income comes to your life. The flow of support comes into your life. The people that you've been seeking just pop out of nowhere. It really aligns. It's really amazing. So, take that intuitive business advice really, really full of heart, and take it to heart, because that's what's going to change the trajectory of your business and your life. So for me, starting an online business is easy, right? Because you can just get a website and do it. But to really continue to do it, you have to really have a strong why as to why you do it and as to what's pushing you forward, and not to just kind of do it just because it's like money, right? You do it because you make an impact in people's lives. You make, the connections you make every day. Or let's say you are a coaching business and you coach women or men or whoever, people who have gone through traumatic experiences. Those kind of meaningful connections you make is really powerful, is really, really powerful. So, leaving here today with a one point is to follow your intuition and say yes to it in 2021. Whatever it is that's asking you to do it, because that's going to really open up everything for you. It's going to open up the doors to God. The doors to your inner God, the doors to wealth and abundance, to the doors to personal healing and healing relationships inside and outside of you. It's like beautiful. So that is it for today. I just wanted to jump on and say thank you so much for being here. Please don't forget and remember to subscribe. And then if you guys are interested in working with me, my links are below. I'd love to talk to you guys further about starting your own business. And if you're interested in Confident Business Women's Academy, I'd love to work with you as well. Links are all below, guys. Have a question, have a comment, go ahead and add those in the comment box. Have a great week, and talk to you guys again probably tomorrow. Yeah.